Hello everybody. Decided to finally share how I play Harrow. He's probably my favorite frame. I sometimes jump between him and Limbo, but I think Harrow is definitely, I'm leaning more towards him recently. Um, I'll make it as quick as possible, although, like I said, I'll still try to explain his abilities, even though there are some on YouTube that have done it much better than I could. One specific video I saw that was very well made was, I believe you could just search Harrow Bible on YouTube. Um, his first ability just makes it really easy to land headshots, gives him overshield, keeps enemies in place. It's definitely the ability you would get rid of if you were going to put a subsume ability on him, just because it gives the least amount of benefits. The others are just too good to replace, honestly. His second ability, he breaks his entire shield, and the amount of shield that he broke, like how much shield you have when you use it, dictates how long the ability lasts. And it gives you life steal and increased fire rate and increased reload speed, like a crazy amount. Third ability, you charge it up, and when you release, the ability becomes active, and every kill gives you energy. Every headshot kill gives you 4 times that amount of energy to the whole team within range of the ability. Um, as a side note, you can use this with things like Thermal Sunder or Null Star to have perpetual energy from cast, like a kill casting ability. Like if you just spam Fire Blast or something, every time it kills something, you'll get a big chunk of energy, and you can just keep casting it over and over if you build him with enough efficiency and make it to where like a couple enemies killed with each ability will refund its energy. You can have some fun with that. His last ability is the most important by far. You want to use it when you're under fire. It gives you and your team stats damage immunity, and it absorbs all the damage taken during that time. And once you hit a certain threshold, I'm not sure how much damage it has to be, but once you hit a certain threshold, you'll hit the cap, and it'll give you up to 50% crit chance, but it's 200% on headshots, and that is a flat increase. So even on a weapon with 0% crit chance, it will have 200% crit chance for the duration of this ability. One thing I would recommend running with him is Lasting Covenant. Keeps you from having to recast this all the time. If you like recasting it for the damage invulnerability, I understand that, so you could go that route, but I like using this. It just makes it to where every headshot kill increases the duration of this ability by 3 seconds, or 6 if you increase this duration stat, which I just like not having to recast it over and over, so once it starts up, I can just get headshot kills to keep it going forever. So I built him for mostly duration, because I kind of hate having to rechannel and recast these two abilities all the time. Efficiency isn't absolutely necessary, but I do like having it so I can be sure to cast this plenty of times to hit lots of enemies with it. Range, if you're going for more of a support oriented build, you want more range so you can reach allies with these buffs, but if not, range is definitely his dump stat. You don't need that much of it. Strength, you don't have to have strength, but it will increase your fire rate and how much shield you gain from this. I just put Blind Rage on because he already gives himself so much energy back. You're not going to have any concern about efficiency. And then you definitely want some casting speed on him, even if it's just this. I put a yellow Archon Shard and this on, and that's enough for me. And then Worthy Camaraderie is an obvious choice because he's a crit frame. I really like Arcane Acceleration with him. It's like the perfect arcane for him. And then the other arcane, depends what weapon you're using. Arcane Pistolier could be good. There was one other. Precision. Precision could be good. I'm just using Rage because it's the only thing that buffs my primary weapon that I have currently. Other than that, Adaptation is nice because he gets so much shield. It goes a long way on his overshield. Now, the weapon I'm using is the Fenmore, and I really like this thing. This thing may be my favorite weapon now, honestly. And for the Incarnons, I have more accuracy and less recoil while aiming. Magazine capacity don't really matter because the Incarnon just you're going to be changing to the Incarnon anyway. These are nice, just more crit and status chance, and then this is the big one is every time you get 2 headshots, you get plus 50% headshot damage for 8 seconds. Harrow's all about headshots, so that's the perfect buff. Now how I have it built for pure crit damage and a bit of fire rate and gas. So crit damage is obvious when I have that. Oh, and aptitude. You can't not have aptitude on. Crit damage is obvious. Hunter munitions, obvious. Fire rate, I honestly just didn't have anything better to put on. Gas may sound kind of weird, but the thing does so much damage with Harrow that the gas cloud it spawns does unreasonable amounts of tick damage to anything around the enemy you just killed with the gun. And I'll show you that in action. Oh, and then Primary Merciless also buffs the gas damage. For the secondary, it's up to you really, but I'm using Zylok and Karnon with specifically just to kill Eximuses with this mod. That's pretty much the only reason I'd ever pull it out. Companion, you can use a priming like Doriga if you want to, but I didn't really feel that it was all that necessary, and we'll see in the test if I need to go back to priming a bit more for Galvanized Aptitude to take effect, but if not, I'm just going to go with my Hound. I don't know if anyone really cares about how I built my Hound. I haven't really used it yet. I barely ever give him a chance, so I'm trying it out. Other than that, here, let me actually unequip the... No, I'll keep it on just to see if it helps with the priming any. So, I'm going to keep them off, yeah. So let me start by charging a Thurible to get some energy per kill. Spawn these enemies. Cast his 4 to absorb in. Then, while he's invulnerable, that's when you break your shield. And we don't have the... Keep in mind, we don't have the increased... Okay, now we're getting going. This is the only issue with them. For some reason, when you chain down heavy gunners, they can still stomp sometimes. And this could be even better with Galvanized Aptitude, but it doesn't really feel necessary. But just for the sake of showing it off, I will swap to it. Let me restart it. And honestly, the only reason he died there is because I wasn't keeping everything chained down and actually doing a good job of controlling things. So let me swap to Doriga and put on Vergla and conditional overload priming. Gotta have a match. Okay. It was definitely performing a little bit better with the aptitude priming, so we'll do that this time. Yeah, now you can see just how much damage. And watch the gas damage. If I can get a gas cloud to proc. Dang, they're not really grouping up enough to... Maybe the Hulvania Simulacrum would have been better. But still, I mean, you can see how fast. Can't even see the individual damage numbers because it fires so fast. Obviously, you don't have to chain every enemy to the ground. You could probably just run around and be fine. In fact, let's recast this. Yeah. There's the gas damage. You saw it tick on that enemy. Almost one-shot it. Quite satisfying. I was doing so much damage, I had to make sure those enemies were actually on Steel Path difficulty. But there you go. I really like him with the Fenmore, but the thing about Harrow is he can make pretty much any gun good because he just buffs the crit chance and fire rate so ridiculously. Before this, I was using my Tenant Tetra with him, and it was doing just as well. Uh, that, let me know if y'all have any like favorite weapons to use with him. But other than that, hope you enjoy.